Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Vortex82, like it says in the corner. Going to try and be a bit more serious with this video, although seriousness is not really my thing. I tend to chuckle at things like Dr. Hibbert off The Simpsons. But I've had a few sort of differences of opinions with people in the community lately. People complaining or, sort of saying, oh, free-to-play can't do any good, and low-budget players, you got to spend a fortune to pick competitive, and that there's no tactics in the game, and people, yada, yada, yada. It's like, so this video, although it's me playing it, and I do like to kind of show off how good I can be, it's not always like this, by the way. I'm not always at performing at this level, but just to show you some tactics that really do help with lower budget players. And I'm going to have a walk through my hangar before I start, or my workshop as I call it. So sit back. If you don't want to listen to what I have to say about my workshop, that's fine. Just skip straight to the video. You're by no means obliged to listen to me, but sit back, have a view, and take some notes, if you will. Thanks, guys. Okay, welcome to the hangar, boys and girls. My workshop, if you will, because I'm a mechanic in real life. But I'm in here just to show you that I'm not a big spending player. I'm no whale, whatever you want to call it. I am a low budget player. I buy my ops passes and I buy like cheap VIP. But we're going to start off with my favourite bot in my hangar currently. So my favourite bot currently is my Blitz. And you can see maxed out magnums, but they're tier 1, so they're very cheap to max out. There's reasons why I run them. I can outrange certain weapons like cryos and Orkans. I can be outside of the higher effective range of things like Spark and Scourge, although high level Spark and Scourge do a lot of damage. But I can also, at 350 metres, still be precise and hit my targets. I don't always hit targets. They are difficult to aim, but they can be difficult to aim, but they're still a lot of fun. They're a very unique playstyle because you never run out of ammunition. So you're not really worrying about watching your clip. Alright, module-wise, Last Stand, which I've worked on over the last few upgrade overdrives, and basically 2 base model thermonuclear reactors. The top one there is level 2, so it's only been upgraded once. And that's that. Pilot skills, nothing overly special. This was built up before the pilot rework, so all of it's tier 3. Thrill Seeker, probably it's not really maybe viable. Probably could have been better if I'd just chosen like the weapon firepower increase, which at the moment I can't think of the name of it, but yeah. The next bot, and this is my main hangar, and this is the other bot that is slightly featured in this video, is my Cerberus. I'm running this as a little bit of fun and games, something to try and pick a different skill. This is by no means a brawling style bot. It is very much a surgical style robot, something that you need to sit back out of range. A Scorpion will tear this to pieces in like half a second. But again, you can see Punisher T's maxed out tier 1 weapons. So these are old weapons from the game. But Viper as well, it's a tier 4 weapon. It was tier 3, but picks have changed the economy on it, and it's at level 9. Module wise, again, base model fortifiers, and pilot skills, nothing crazy as well. Running Adrian Chong, tier 2, tier 3 pilot skills, and he's only level 41. This is a relatively new build that's come into my hangar in the last maybe 2 weeks. So I have thrown a little bit of gold at it because I want to actually get used to running this thing and I want to have fun with it. Okay, and finally, let's just jump back out. Finally, we've got my Ao Ming, which I won this thing from the first Titan crate that I opened in the first event. The first Titan event. Was absolutely stoked. It saved me the 700 odd gold to, well, the 700, not gold, 700 platinum to buy it. I've stuck with the machine guns for a couple of purposes. One, They, like the main hanger, they do double damage on physical shields, so it's good for chopping away at an Arthur's shield. And for 2, they are actually a really decent brawling weapon. Kind of difficult to target at point blank range though. The Ming itself, you can see here, it's up to level 75, level 25 on each section. Alright. And module wise, again, nothing crazy. 2 antimatter reactors, 11 and 10, and a plated armor at level 17. The singularity reactors there for the off chance that I might jag a quantum sensor, but the likelihood of that's probably quite low. Alright, so there you go. And now we'll jump back out to the workshop and we'll head out to the battlefield to show you how I actually go with this video. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the video. So you guys, sticking outside ranges, sticking at like close to my maximum range with the weapons. Here's an interesting thing to point out coming right up, and this is the ability, but it's also the magnums. Look at this little Loki here. He thinks he's safe, but this thing's low enough that the ability does a lot of damage, but the magnums are also really good at just shooting away and hitting him, and we kill him in the process. So we stay here to capture our center beacon. This is a little bit of a misjudgment on my part. So this thing's a pursuer, and he's actually quite intelligent. I didn't really think that he would run the weapon style that he's got on it, but he's running the 600 meter plasma weapons, and he's kind of pushed me outside of what I use as a like a one-off help with the deaf survivor. And because I wasn't watching that, I've wasted that skill. Okay, so another thing you really need to learn as a low budget player is patience. So we've waited for this thing to land, and look at that, take him out. And this is what I was saying about Cerberus. This is not a brawl weapon, right? So he's come in to try and brawl with me, and I'm just going to hammer the hell out of him. And he hasn't really, he got me to my last stand, but he's cactus, gone. Okay, so here we are back with my brawling mate in the pursuer. This player really did give me a hassle with this thing. It's just not something I predicted, not something I often come across, is a pursuer running those weapons, or even people running pursuers nowadays. They're not a common unit, but very clever. He's actually quite a smart pursuer runner. Okay, here's another interesting thing that has been debated recently about players using skills and just going in, head down, bum up, and watch here now. Like, this thing, when in its ability with its skill, is quite a tank. But look at that. One volley from a set of Tyrans has absolutely smashed my blitz to pieces. Why would I go into battle without using my ability? That's the big question. Okay, not another common thing that I will do, but I do it in situations, is jump straight in the air from the spawn point. But you can see that old mate over there with his lightning rod Ming, I call them lightning rods because, anyway, he can outrange me. So I'm going to drop down in here and I'm going to use the cover as much as possible. Yet another debate about players that use cover, right? And I'm not going to draw attention to myself until I know I can do something. And then now I'm just going to go and shell the hell out of him. And then, oh, by the time he's realised what's going on, he's dust.
Double kill.
Okay, so now the carnage begins. I'm in my Ming. And again, remember, this is a level 75, so there's no point me sitting in the air and just painting a big target on myself. But I will jump in the air when I know I need to get rid of a threat that's going to be a serious problem for me, like that AJ. Alright, then I'll drop back down in here and I'll use the terrain as my shielding. Alright, old mate over here in the Aries. Alright, I won't shoot at his shield, but I'll hit him now. And you might think this is just shooting turkeys in a field, but it's not really. You have to be strategic with a low budget hangar. Okay, first Titan down due to cover fire tactics. And, oh, looky here, there's an FSU guy. I didn't even notice them while I was playing this until I got the scoreboard. Right, FSU are the top Aussie clan, right, across Android and iOS. And, big shout out to them. They're a great bunch of blokes, the blokes that I talk to and know. And, yeah, they're a really tough S-rank clan. I don't know that particular player, but, yeah, they are very tough. And here we go. We're going to have a crack at another Titan. Alright. So if I sit here, and this is giving away my tactics, but if I sit here, anything that jumps up from their spawn point is open slather for my alpha weapons. Alright, so probably not the greatest decision, but here we go. This is an example of what happens if I sit in mid-air. I get turned into Swiss cheese. Why would I sit in mid-air, paint a big red target on my back, and die in like 2 seconds? And that was a kid that killed me, yeah? I mean, I didn't have a lot of health left, but I could have survived that if I just stayed in my spot. Hey, victory! Let's see how we went. I know how I went because this is pre-recorded, but you know, it's all good for the show. And loading and loading. So we went. Look, 2.97 damage, mil damage. Yep, and yeah, most damage on my team, but scored second. Okay, so to recap. As a budget player, you really need to use your tactics. You need to think about how you fight. You need to think about using cover. You need to think about when your abilities are on and off and how to match them with other players. Squadding's the best option for this. When I squad with my crew, I don't score as high as them, but I try to be the support bloke, right? So with for example, with things like the Cerberus and that, I tried to be the bloke sitting down the back and probably looking for scorpions that drop in on my teammates, and then I'll use the ability with Cerberus to sort of defuse it. Yeah. Another thing I'd like to point out with this, and this is a thing that's been on my mind for a long time with this game and even a lot of other games, is that it's not just on the battlefield you need tactics, but also economy within your hangar. And if you can learn to economise your hangar, like your gold spending, your silver spending, platinum spending, and God knows what else they're going to bring into this game. If you're a young bloke or young lady that's still playing this game, it'll teach you some good life skills for just economising your money and picking what to spend on. Like, I'm a low budget real life person, yeah. I don't have squillions of dollars, right? So the last thing I'm going to do is going to walk into a Ferrari showroom and look at buying the latest Ferrari. We're never going to afford it, and even if I can save up enough money to afford it, I can't afford to drive it. So why would I buy it? it's the same for the game. You know, if you're really going to struggle building up things like, let's say, for argument's sake, an atomizer, go with the Punisher 2. It's not going to perform the same, but it's going to perform a lot better for your economy. You know, you're going to get a lot more damage out of a Punisher 2 than you're going to get out of an atomizer, because you can afford to max out 4 or 5 Punisher 2s for the price of 1 atomizer. And those sort of things you can transfer to real life. Anyway, that's that's my philosophy type speaking for this for the day. Alright boys and girls, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.